Good morning everyone, welcome to the Regular Chris. My name is Chris, I'm a regular guy who posts regular videos on a regular basis. I've got my morning coffee, I'm on my way to work. Today's actually going to be a really long day. I'm actually covering a shift, so I'm going to be at work all day, so it's probably going to get a bit boring this episode. So I'm going to try and fit in as much as I can this morning on my drive to work, which is only about 5 to 10 minutes give or take, so let's see how we go. Okay, so for those of you who watched yesterday, you know it was a pretty big day. I did actually manage to get my 20 body poses done last night, which I'm super proud of. I also had not finished all of my feet, so I finished off, I think I had 3 feet to go, so I finished those last night, then did my body poses. Luckily, having such a big day, AJ was really good, so it gave me a bit more time to get some of that art done. But I was been thinking about it because I haven't been doing my daily sketches, although to me the 20 challenge is a daily sketch for me. It's just nothing that's super impressive that I can share and, you know, get some a bit of attention on my social media. But Inktober is just around the corner. In fact, it's 5 days away, and I know a lot of my friends who are planning on doing Inktober this year, and that's from memory 30 days of ink drawings, just like I was doing earlier, but hopefully if I can sort my stuff out, I can do Inktober. I think what my plan's going to be, if I do plan to do it, is to create a buffer for myself. So I've actually got a few ink drawings that I can post, you know, on those days that I haven't done anything, because I know with my track record in the past month that I'm probably not going to be able to do an ink drawing every day. And with the ink drawing, I would like them to be a sort of finished piece like my other daily sketches have been, because I would like to either sell them or scan them and put them in my future art book that I'll be printing up. So for the moment, until October arrives, I'm just going to focus on doing my 20 challenge. I do intend to do the 20 challenge throughout October as well, probably just not as heavily as what I'm doing now, but I want to keep into that cycle of learning and growing while I'm doing it, because as much as just drawing is a good thing and is a great way to practice, doing actual studies is a much stronger way and a more efficient way to learn. And I've just realized it's school holidays at the moment, and there is like no traffic on the road. This is fantastic. So that's my thought process at the moment. Going to lay off the daily sketches, which I have been for the past week anyway. Not bother with those for the next 5 days. Once Inktober arrives, then I'll start doing all those again. Again, I might do some days where I do a bit of a buffer, just in case there's a day that I miss, I can post that up. As long as I've got something to post on that day. And for those of you who aren't aware of Inktober was started by an artist called Jake Parker. The idea is, as you've probably already guessed, one ink drawing every day for the whole month of October. Whilst doing this, you use the hashtag Inktober and Inktober 2016, I think, or at least just Inktober and then whatever else you want to hashtag it. And the idea is that you can search the hashtag Inktober on any of your social medias and find a slew of new artists who are doing amazing work. And I know myself included have people have found many amazing artists through this hashtag, because a lot of people are doing it, and every year it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. I took part in it last year until I got married. I ended up going on a cruise, so I couldn't actually post because I had no reception in the middle of the ocean. So I think I only got to about day 17, but again, it was still impressive, and that was really fun. I did a themed that to Tim Burton. I don't think I'll theme it this year, but I do intend in the next 5 days to write a list, so every day I know which character I'm going to draw, just to make life a little bit easier on myself, or at least, you know, have the list of 30 characters and all of them must be drawn throughout that month. I don't know if I'll share it or not, because sometimes I like to keep things a surprise. It won't be anything fancy, just cool stuff that I want to draw. So as you can probably tell, I'm a bit congested this morning. Hay fever is strong in the air. I'm waiting for those antihistamines to really kick in. I'm really sick of hay fever, but there's not much I can do about it. Just gotta keep taking those antihistamines and just try my best. I heard there's some nasal spray that you can get to add with your antihistamine. I just haven't gotten around to getting one, but maybe I should. Also, the fact that it's Monday, I'm hoping that by the time I get home this evening, I will have heard back from my client in regards to any changes that they need me to do. I'm kind of expecting that there's going to be a bit of a laundry list of changes that need to be done. Knowing that's the case, I've kind of set myself up, I've set my mind frame up that I'm probably going to be doing a lot of work tonight. So I've already forewarned Jazz, I'm probably going to be in the studio all night, getting that work done because the deadline's tomorrow. I told them I'll have it done tomorrow. Unfortunately, just because they get everything to me last minute, I still need to hit that deadline because I'm working tomorrow. And then once I finish work, I'm actually off about half hour into town for a painting demo at one of our other stores for the Daniel Smith paints, which I'm really looking forward to, and I don't really want to miss out on it. So I really need to make sure that I get all these changes made, and I hope that's it. I hope that's the last of the changes, because then I can call that job finished, I can invoice them, and I can get paid. And that's probably the most important thing at this point, because I just need to get those bills paid. At least knowing that's done, that should at least pay for my next month's rent, and Jazz and I can live a little bit easier knowing that that's covered. Anyhow, I'm almost at work, so I'll leave you guys there. I'll probably try and catch you guys up a bit later today. For now, auf Wiedersehen. It's good to be home. Okay, so I'm home, I've had dinner, time to hit the studio. Finally got an email back from the client earlier this afternoon with one little change that needs to be done. Then I can send all the files off and shoot them an invoice, which is awesome. Hooray! So officially by tomorrow morning, that job will be done. Don't have to stress about it, knowing that I hit the deadline, which is fantastic. But to make the day good, after just a long boring day at work, I know most people are used to the 9 to 5 sort of time, but not something I'm used to anymore. You know, working the weird sort of spaced out hours that I do. So a full day is just exhausting to me. So anyway, went home, did a bit of grocery shopping, went home, went to the letterbox and found this waiting for me. Pretty sure I know what it is, but I'm going to pretend that I don't, just to save the surprise for you guys. Here we go. Ooh. It's my copy of the new graphic novel Circus, written by Will McLaren, drawn by Leandro Panganaban. Panganaban? I think, is that how you pronounce that? Panganaban? Anyway, I backed this book about 3 years ago, I think it was roughly, through a website called, I can't remember now, I think it was either Indiegogo or Posable. I think it was Posable.com, which was kind of like Kickstarter for Australians, because we couldn't use Kickstarter in Australia just because of the way it was set up. So Posable was sort of our alternative, and this book looked amazing, so I backed it, and then the person who ran the Kickstarter went through a whole ton of issues, but was pretty good with keeping updated and whatnot. Anyway, here's the book. Let's have a quick flick through. I've got to say, the art in this book, from what I have seen online, is absolutely beautiful. I don't know much about the story. I mean, that's pretty nice. I'm looking forward to reading this. It's a book I've been waiting for a while, and I can't wait to get into it. So, congratulations, Will. You'll probably never watch this video blog, but I got the book. Thank you very much. Came in pretty good condition, considering it was just in a regular A4 size envelope with no backing or anything. So, yeah, I've got to say, this is just a personal gripe here. I'm a bit bummed out that there wasn't a little bit extra, just as an apology to say, hey, sorry it took so long. Here's a couple of bookmarks or some stickers or a free sketch or something like that. But otherwise, I'm just happy I've got it. Got my money's worth. Sometimes Kickstarters like that, or crowdfunders that you think do fall on their butts, finally come through. Okay, so it's time for me to get to work and finish this client stuff. I'll check back in when I'm done. Okay, didn't take as long as I thought it would, which is awesome. So it gave me a bit of time to flush out the invoice. One of the things I hate doing is invoicing clients, purely just because I get weird about pricing. Sometimes I feel like I'm undercharging, sometimes I feel like I'm overcharging. It's not a complete science, so I just have to sit down, nut out, and work out what I'm comfortable with, especially with this one because there were so many changes throughout the job. It's going to be far more expensive than the original quote, which they said they'd be okay with, but at the same time it's looking like it's almost going to be double the cost of what they originally asked for. So I kind of feel weird about asking for that without sort of saying, hey, is this okay? Because they just said, just quote as you need to and it'll be fine. So I'm just hoping that when I quote them, they're going to be like, yep, no worries, here's your money, done. Yeah, so it's a bit scary. Otherwise, it was good. I got to do a quick hangout with Marty and Cassandra, who I haven't spoken to in a while, so we just got to shoot the shit for a little bit, so that was fun. Now I'm going to go hang out on the couch with the family and do a bit of sketching, and I'm also going to start planning out my Patreon, because that's one thing I really want to set out to do this week in between finishing off some commissions. So I'll leave it here. Thank you guys again for watching. I hope you're enjoying the vlogs. If you enjoy them, subscribe. That way you don't miss one each day. But these pretty much going up daily, so you know, if you just like to binge watch and catch up on a bunch during the week, like I do, go nuts. If you want to catch up every day, like I do with some other vlogs, cool. Doesn't matter, whatever. I just hope you're enjoying them. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys tomorrow.